Okay, hey everybody. Oh my gosh, look at that. We are lined up for Earth Day. It is so good to see you. I know I am late. Oh my God. It's Monday morning. Welcome to a Monday. Thank you all for being here. It's one of those, it's a race. And I'm gonna blame Howie for the reason that I'm late. And here's why. Because Howie, I was on your live and I was like in the engagement and in the chat. And so I got held up. I'm gonna blame it on him. So no, it's totally my fault. I was up at 6:45. You know, it takes a very special person to wake up early and still show up late. So all right. Wow. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. Grow big, growing on Vancouver Island. Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate the quick hello and appreciate you jumping in for Earth Day today. Wild Edibles, hugs and love to you as well. And yeah, Make It by Mandy. Yeah, I am late. And let's see who else. Jerry Lynn Fortune, happy Earth Day. Thanks so much for being here. Wild, I appreciate you sharing this. Yeah, we have to get the word out. I made a comment on Howie's page today that celebrating Earth Day once a year is like celebrating mothers and fathers once a year. And of course, then celebrating our birthday once a year. You know, as humans, we should be celebrating every day, all day, celebrating mothers, fathers, ourselves, our humanness. And hey, Kenny, how are you? So Kenny, Food Forest Permaculture, Howie's channel. Howie did a raid. I was on his live this morning, told them I was going live. And so he sent everybody over here to do a Dr. Paula takeover on this page for Earth Day. So also, and thank you, please share this out. Please hit the thumbs up button and share it out on your community pages. So Kenny, get over to Food Forest Permaculture. So Howie's got some great videos on Earth Day. And so he'll be live on and off all day. And also Wild Edibles, great channel. Make It by Mandy, great channel. Like you guys are really amazing. And so it's great to see you all in here. Let's see, what did I just see? Wild says, that's right, but one special day can teach others to feel the same way every day is special. Yes. Yes, ma'am, I love it. Sorry, so it's Earth Day. I think I have to go pick up poop in the backyard. Yeah. Okay, no, that's the next door lawn people. So let's talk about Earth Day today. So we've got about 15 minutes together this morning. And my whole big thing with Earth Day is, you know, people will have these grand gestures and they'll go out and do some big epic thing for Earth Day, which is great. We need to bring that awareness. And so it is good that we have a day to highlight our Earth, our planet, our environment. Again, going back to something Howie said this morning is that we just live here. We don't own this planet. Our planet is gracious enough to host us for a period of time. And so we should be respectful. It's like being in somebody else's house and cluttering it and destroying it. And so you wouldn't go to somebody's house and be disrespectful. And so this is our house. This is, the planet that we live in. It houses us. It gives back to us. And so having that respect of, if you guys remember back in the 70s, there was the big littering campaign, right? Don't litter. People still freaking litter. And you know what? One of the worst insults that I see from a litter perspective today is masks on the ground and vape pens, cartridges. I don't know if they fall out of people's pockets or if people are just like, peace out and throw it on the ground. The chemicals that are in both of those masks do not break down. the chemicals in masks are highly toxic. So after you get done breathing them and they get thrown onto the ground, now those toxic chemicals go into our earth. Same thing with these vape pens. Horrible, horrible. I mean, and people still throw cigarettes on the ground like it's no big deal. But I think less people, I don't know if less people are smoking or not, but more people are vaping. So maybe we have the same amount of smokers, but now we have this incredible population of people who are vaping. And again, that is going into our environment. It's just an abomination of, it's a total lack of respect for the earth, the environment, and everything that surrounds you. And Howie says, yay, it is Earth Day. Woohoo. Hey, Bohemian, nice to see you this morning. And yes, enjoy being. Hi, Kathleen Moran, welcome in. Scuba Steve speaks. Hey, Scuba Steve, how are you? Nice to see you. Welcome in. Welcome to the channel. Carts are getting ridiculous. What kind of carts are you talking about? I mean, cartridges. Boo to synthetics and plastics. Fantastic Earth plan. Eliminate as much as possible. And so if you're doing blatant things like throwing masks and vape pens and cartridges on the ground, stop. Just stop it. And of course, those habits, the vape pens, the smoking, throwing cigarette butts on the ground, it's just bad. It's bad for the environment anyway. You're throwing all of that stuff, the smoke, the toxic vapors up into the environment. So that alone, not only not good for the environment, but horrible for you. And there's no good outcome from it. So that's where I really encourage you. We talked yesterday on yesterday's live about, yes, vape cartridges for sure. They're getting out of hand. We talked on yesterday's live about being 1% better each and every day than you were yesterday. And we can all do that. And when we talk about longevity, you guys, 1 in every 2 people over the age of 80 get dementia or have dementia. That's a big number. So if we want to live with a long health span, we have to take care of ourselves first. And I truly believe that when you start tapping in to your own resources and your own ability to take care of your health and start to balance out what you're doing and become 1% better each and every day, that the way you take care of the earth will take care of itself. If you're doing good things for you, you start to recognize, I need to take care of the environment around me as well. So you will tolerate less pollution. You will tolerate less just stuff being thrown. Your ability to throw. You know what I did this morning? Just like, not, and this isn't habit. We recycle like crazy in my house. But I was cleaning out my refrigerator. I pulled a styrofoam container, a carryout container from a restaurant I was at on Friday because tonight's garbage night. And I pulled it out, and without even thinking, I threw it in the trash. I went, what are you doing? And I wouldn't normally do that anyway, right? So I had to, I pulled it back out. I threw it away. I rinsed out the styrofoam, and I threw it in the styrofoam bag. So one of the things that I do, a really easy way for recycling that we do, that we recycle a lot, is I get the paper bags from the grocery store, and we keep those in the kitchen. Because if you make things difficult, if things are difficult for you to do, you're not going to do them. So keep them simple. So if you have to always walk a container, or whatever it is, you can, or whatever it is you're recycling, if you always have to walk that outside, even into your garage, and throw it into a bucket, that's a barrier to that level of success. So we keep the paper bags in our kitchen, and we just put it right at the edge of the counter. And I fill a paper bag every day with recyclables, and then that goes into the big recycling bin outside. So make it very easy for yourself and start to look around at what are the things that you could be recycling. If you don't have recycling in your community, then the paper bag method is I need to do a video on that. I feel like that's a really good method. The paper bag method is really helpful to make sure that you're collecting all of your recyclables, and then you can take those to a recycling place. So that'll help you keep everything, in one contained place. And then you just put them in the car. It's kind of like in Michigan, we have returnables. So every bottle and can is a 10-cent return. And so, once a month, we throw the cans and bottles into the car. We take them back to the grocery store, and you send them through recycling in order to get your money back. And that was something that was implemented many, many years ago. I feel like that was implemented maybe in the 80s or the late 70s, the bottle deposit, in an effort to inspire more people to recycle. I don't know if it did or not. I know I just want my money back, but I would recycle it anyway. It would be my point. But I don't know. I think a lot of people would just ignore that and not recycle if they weren't getting them. You figure it's an extra $1.20 on a 12-pack if you're if you're purchasing something. So buy less packaging to start with is also a good start. Hi, Enjoy Being. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. And that's actually really great. That's where too, I like to buy things in bulk and then package them down myself at home. So this is that's a really great way to start. And thinking about even like butcher paper. Okay, it's paper, but that shiny stuff on the inside of the butcher paper, if they use that's toxic. That's got forever chemical on there. So we are surrounded. I've done videos on this before. We cannot get away from the toxic chemicals in the textiles, in our lives. I mean, we're touching plastic at all. This is the charger base for my cold laser. I mean, some of it's plastic, some of it's metal, but you touch plastic everywhere you go. This is a plug, a Bluetooth plug, plastic, pen, plastic, you can't get away from it. My correcting tape, plastic, my stapler, plastic and metal. We are surrounded. So start thinking about where can you save on things, right? I can't not use a pen. I don't have a metal pen. I have a nice wooden pen at home. Maybe I'll start using that. But they don't write as well as these. These are my favorite, these little Bic pens here. Anyway, so today for Earth Day, let me read this first. Make It by Mandy. Lots of recycling is a farce. We ship it to third world countries. Also takes a tremendous amount of energy to recycle things like glass. I recycle still, just something I learned. That's really interesting, right? Because what petrochemicals are used, is that what you're talking about with the energy on, hang on. Sorry, the dog's banging at the door. The petrochemicals required to recycle. I can't even imagine what that is, right? So I reuse many things like plastic bags, containers, aluminum foil, simple to clean and keep this junk away from our oceans. I used to, Lone Brain 69, thank you so much for being here. I used to make fun of my mom when I was growing up. She would wash saran wrap and wash the Ziploc bags and just use them over and over. And if you come to my house, I have a stack of saran squares over top of my my sink, my faucet. Just save it and reuse it. It's still sometimes the easiest thing to use, and it's hard to get away from. You can also get those, they're like shower caps. You could get shower caps and you can use those and put those over your food and you can just rewash those. It's the same thing, similar thing. I think we still have the highest return rate. Yeah, we're 10 cents a can here in Michigan. And I think there's a handful of other states that have the 10-cent return rate. Some of them have 5 cents. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, the next time you get a canned item, because they don't print cans just for our state, look at the top and you'll see it'll say 10 cents or return or something like that. I don't have a can here. And you'll see like in that, it'll list the states that you can return those for money. So enjoy being well said. I dig the Earth Day every day approach. Yes, every single day. It's like I said, not celebrating mothers and fathers, just giving them one day. So how do they test for glyphosate? This is a great question, Grow Big. So I do glyphosate testing. For anyone who may not know, glyphosate is Roundup, highly, highly toxic. It's a urine test. And it's really great because I test a lot of kids. I've got one kid right now under care. He is 80%, so it should be 0 in the human body. And he's at 80% on his glyphosate toxicity. And you can tell just by the way he behaves. His brain is on fire. He struggles, he gets sick a lot. And his mom breastfed him for 2 years. She's like, they raise their own chickens. They do organic foods. She goes, how can he have glyphosate poisoning? And I said, unfortunately, it's also found in the cord blood of mothers. So it gets passed along to the kids. And she goes, that makes sense. And she said, her exposure, she goes, she didn't really pay much attention until, before she was getting ready to have kids too. So keeping up when the Joneses is out, being resourceful and awesome and not consuming is in. I agree, Bohemian. Do your thing, right? Good morning, Bill. How are you? Nice to see you. Happy Earth Day. So one of the things we're doing here in our community is, yes, I know, wash those Ziploc bags, urban gardening. Yes, it's so crazy. So let's see, beeswax wraps are great. Oh, really? Where do I get those, Mandy? I love that idea. I will do that. And, and I use things over and over like that anyway. So there's meant to be a way to turn plastics into diesel by using a still type system. And corn, I think corn is still our biggest commodity that's turned into plastics. So corn is used mostly in textiles and turned into plastics as well. So, however that process takes place, and I'm sure it's something highly toxic for the environment. It's probably pumping out all of those forever chemicals for us. So beeswax is awesome. Great call. I love it. Is there test strips with the glyphosate testing? Is there any way the public can get the strips? Are you talking about for the human body, Joe? If anybody would like to get tested for glyphosate, you can reach out to me. I'll drop my email in here, and I can get you drop shipped. I can get your information and get a glyphosate test kit dropped to you. And then you do the test kit test. It takes a couple weeks for me to get the information back. So I can definitely get that test done for you. I don't know if there's glyphosate testing strips. I think it's more sophisticated than just like peeing on a stick. I'm not sure, but I know this goes to a specific lab who tests that. But yeah, I can definitely, if anyone's interested in getting tested, I can definitely do that for you. Beeswax wraps will last for years if cared for. I made my own, but I bet you have a local seller nearby. Love that idea. Make it Mandy by Mandy. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna look at that. And you know what? If I don't have a local seller, I think I need to become the local seller, right? Yeah. Kathleen Moran, can you flush glyphosate from the body? The answer is it's very difficult, but yes. And it can take a long time, and we have to use things like different chelators. So certain nutrients that help to chelate that in the body. Also, infrared sauna, so sweating it out is a really great way to get it out. And the problem lies in the fact that it's this constant, we're constantly bombarded with it. So if we can stop using glyphosate, I mean, that alone is probably one of the biggest insults to planet Earth, is these forever chemicals. So there's so many ways that you can utilize tinctures and tonics and natural remedies to spray your garden, to spray those weeds. And it works with the environment instead of killing the environment. So it can be done, but again, then the next, or the first step should be, you got to stop using it. You're obviously not going to be able to get your neighbors to stop using it. I mean, maybe you will. Maybe you can campaign and get the neighbors to stop using it. I don't know. But that would be something, if you can get it outlawed in your community. I'll drive into my neighborhood and I'll see the spray truck on the other side. This is not necessarily glyphosate. I don't know what they're using to spray for weeds and stuff, over on the other block. And then I come home and I smell it, right? So this stuff gets airborne. It then lands on your lawn, and I'm a big barefoot person. So then I go walking on my lawn, and the most absorptive place in your body is hands and feet. So very, very dangerous to be using this stuff. Down with the icky stuff, power to the people, and love to all. Yes, for sure, Bohemian. Absolutely. Like we have to do what we need to do first, and then have it spill out from there. Bill says it's generally 2,4-D. Yeah. Again, not great, right? So, I don't know that there's a physical test for 2,4-D, right? But we can test maybe for some of the byproducts in there as well. So I hear a bit about glyphosate passing through cows into manure and being present in outsourced hay. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It doesn't go away, right? So it stays in the environment, stays in the, I had some troll on my page because I did a video on glyphosate and the forever chemicals. And he's said, I'm a farmer, and glyphosate has a half-life of blah, de blah, and it doesn't stay in the soil. And I was like, are you a complete moron? Like, where have you been? So I don't know. That must have just been some troll trying to be the anti for whatever I was saying for whatever reason. My neighbors look at me and say, Roundup becomes inert. Yeah, that's what he said. It becomes inert once it hits the dirt. What is that like statement that people have been fed, right? It's horrible. No, it doesn't. It becomes highly toxic. And when you can measure it in the cord blood of mothers, along with over 200 other forever chemicals, we are doing so much damage to the earth, to our bodies. From an impact perspective, the earth can't handle it, because clearly now it's being absorbed in us. Then gardeners use both on their garden and killing their veggies. Yeah, it's terrible. Let's see. Troll probably grows from, yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. Programmed earthlings can be frustrating for sure. So let's see. RFK, who's running for president, wants to ban glyphosate. That would be amazing. Well, and he's been deemed the anti-vaxxer. He's really just trying to promote health, and he's trying to shed a light on why our rates of autism have skyrocketed. And glyphosate is one of those chemicals that, hold on. Sorry, I had to yell at the dog. Yeah, if it became inert, then it wouldn't be doing what it's doing. Exactly, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's inert. It doesn't work. Yeah, it works to kill humans is what it does. So that's one of the big reasons we're seeing. It's one of the contributors to, skyrocketing autism. So then spray it by the acre here in irrigation systems. Crazy, real thing. Got to just do the best we can. I adore the Kennedys. I'm with you on that, Bohemian, for sure. Hey, Tixie, I just subscribed to your channel. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Howie said some great things about you, so I wanted to get over and support your channel and go check. I'll check it out when I can when I have a break here. Idaho says, if I have weeds, I call the county weed district. They will give me glyphosate. Isn't that crazy? So Jerry Baker, he's America's Master Gardener. He's since passed, but my mom listened to him growing up, and I have several of his books, and he talks about tinctures and tonics from his grandma Putt. And this is how he was like the first organic farmer. Hi. He was like the first person to promote natural organic methods for gardening is really what it was. Is not so much farming, but how can we take care of our gardens in a natural way? And hey, buddy. And he so I have several of his books, and one of the he says, instead of glyphosate to kill your weeds, I think it's like a gin. It has gin and some other things. So I'm going to look up that tonic, and I will do a video for you guys on what that is, because again, we need to just start utilizing more of these natural methods because they work with the environment rather than against the environment. And then of course, working against our health. We don't need that happening either. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you are hitting that thumbs up button for me. And you are welcome, Tixie. Yeah, again, appreciate you being here. Yes, going to be outdoors all day. Hope you get to sneak out too. So the sun is shining here. And Make It by Mandy says companion planting. He talks a lot about that as well. I have another book on companion planting. I know we could probably have a whole conversation on companion planting. I would absolutely love to do a show on anyone who would like to talk about companion planting. There's so many different ways, so many different varieties and combinations. So anybody who's interested in doing a show with me on companion planting, let me know. We'll bring you up on Sunday Night Live and let's talk about that. And that would be really cool. A lot of great brilliance in this chat today. So thank you. So today I want to tell you what we're doing in our community is, and this is really cool. It's an old rail trail, and it goes from way, way south of here to way, way, way north. You can get on it on your bike and probably ride for 2 miles. I'm sorry, to at least 2 hours, 3 hours. Like you can spend a whole day just getting out to the destination. No, it's longer than 20 miles. I'm not sure. But anyway, part of it comes through our town. So the promotion that we've been doing every year for Earth Day is to have the businesses sign up. And we had a group of people, they took rocks and they painted the business, the name of the business onto the rock. And then they went out to the trail and they planted them, like placed them along the trail, like hid them along the trail. So we're encouraging people to get out, utilize our trail, and find the rocks, and then be able to go take those rocks and redeem them at the businesses. So I have a couple of health-related baskets back here, and so I have 2 rocks out there. So each rock will get a basket. So if you are here locally, go out, go hike the Huron Valley Trail. But if not, and if you wanted to learn what you can do in your community, I love this promotion that we're doing, because not only is it getting people out, showcasing our trail, but now it's showcasing our businesses, which is what helps keep our community alive. So think about doing something like that next year for Earth Day. If you want details about that, if you do anything within your community, or you need to know like what are the moving parts, I can definitely send it to you. I created the flyer for it, And so one of my volunteers from my committee, my promotions committee, she's heading up that. So really excited about that. Salt and vinegar with a surfactant will knock out vegetation. Yes, that's true. Yes, and companion planting. Enjoy Being says, we are allowed to grow tobacco in my country. Great insecticide. It has self-seeded in many places around the garden and seems to deter pests just by being in the vicinity. Interesting. Where are you at, Enjoy Being? Are you coming from outside the US? That's so exciting. We have a lot of people here who come from around the world. So it's so great to see other people on the channel who are and have a global channel. Hugs and happy Earth Day to you too, Mandy. Thank you so much for sharing this out. I appreciate it. I only use it for customers' rock areas. It works. The salt and vinegar. Yeah, it's so great. Is it 16 miles? I thought it was longer than that, Kenny. But I don't know. I mean, because it goes way out to Lake Orion. And it starts way down, like I think you can pick it up from Ann Arbor. So I'm not sure. That's good. Either way, the rocks will only be placed along the Huron Valley Trail in New Hudson. Plants tobacco here. Excuse me, sir. If you have to ask me a few questions yet. Bare feet on the earth, even for a few minutes. Oh, Happy Mac. Thank you so much for saying that. Get outside. So this morning, the first thing I did, I walked outside in my bare feet to get a little bit of the earth on my feet. So a lot of energy there. Just it's very cleansing to get the earth without your shoes. So no socks, bare feet, straight outside. Go get your body balanced. Even if you lie flat on the earth, it's a great practice because you're getting the magnetic energy of the earth that helps to balance all the electromagnetic field that we're exposed to on a daily basis. Scuba Steve speaks we can grow it and the owner of the plant is allowed to harvest and use but not sell or even give away. That's interesting. Thank you so much, Howie. Fantastic live stream, he says. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the takeover. I really appreciate it. And Enjoy Being, yes, you are not my only fan from New Zealand. So it's nice to have you here. I think that I have two of you now. So thank you for being. I hope you subscribe and I hope you continue to tune in. Everything that I'm doing is bringing health-related information as it relates to our earth, our environment, and you know, I grow my own food, and I love to talk about all of the facets of health and wellness because this is what's going to bring us our longevity, is knowing where our food comes from and taking care of ourselves and our environment. Let's see, and if it's that long, then yes, yeah, it goes really far. Got flagged by those alphabet boys just trying to get tobacco seeds. The alphabet boys, right? Yeah. Have a great morning, Howie. Hope to catch you later in the day. And yeah, Howie, I'll be watching your live stream later. If I can jump in, I would love to. Yeah, always great to connect with you. And I've always wanted to be on a live stream. So that's one of my bucket list items, Howie, is to be on a live stream with you. So okay, you guys, I have people. I need to go heal the world today. Remember, get out and walk. Put your bare feet on the earth, take care of your environment, recycle your things, start to look around and start to just create a little bit more awareness, at least 1% each and every day, so that you can move the needle forward in your health and your life. All right, you guys, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate the takeover. Remember, hit the thumbs up. Please share it, help this channel grow. And I love you all for your engagement. Thank you so much. Have a great day.